Hello, everyone. This is a quick video tutorial on how to utilize our enterprise level dashboard. Of course, we're going to give you your username and password on how to sign in to the dashboard. Let's go to the overview page, and I'll show you exactly what you will see from here. Right from the very front page, you will see the number of keywords or the top keywords that are already ranking on page 1. And if you want to deep dive into the entire list, you may either go click View All Report from the lower right portion of that section in here, and you will get into this page. Now, another way to get here is to click on SEO from the left panel, and underneath the keyword ranking, you will get into the same page. Now, part of the SEO campaign performance is ranking. You definitely want to keep track of the number of keywords that we are focusing on or we are working on. And from this page, you will see the number of keywords that are already ranking on page 1, number of keywords that are already ranking on page 2, and the total number of keywords that have already improved from the beginning. Now, on this list, you will find all of the keywords that we're working on. And the way you'd want to read this is according to where we started, which is the benchmark. This is actually a good indicator if your campaign is going in the right direction. It will also have a reference for you to see how each of the keywords are ranking previous month, previous week, and most importantly, the current. Now, you might see some fluctuations, which is very, natural if you're going to do a comparison between where you were from the previous week and the previous month. But a good indicator for you to say that your site is actually, or your SEO is actually performing is based on where we were from the beginning, which is the benchmark. Like, for example, this particular keyword, when we started the campaign, we were actually not found anywhere within the first 2 pages of Google, which is, what that 20 plus means, because every page of Google has 10 results. So when we started the campaign, we are not within the first 2 pages, but because of the efforts that we have, both on page and off page, we have improved 16th position higher, meaning from not being found anywhere between the first 2 pages of Google, we are now on page 1 for this term. And that's how you would read the entire list. Now, this keyword dashboard is actually being pulled out off of not just Google, but if you want to look at Bing and also your Google Search Console, you can do that. You may click in here and you will find those tabs. Now, another good thing about this is that apart from desktop, you might also want to see how your rankings are on mobile. So you just click on mobile, or if you want to do a side-by-side comparison from both, you can click on both. And there you will find it here, right? So let me go back to overview to see the other features of this enterprise level dashboard that we have. So another thing is lead tracking. Now on lead tracking, of course, your sites may have forms where visitors can submit inquiries to, or maybe appointments. You may have clickable phone number on your site. You may have a chat feature. And of course, if you have Google My Business profile, those are all the leads that you can track. Now, you may either click on the View All report in here, or from the left panel, you can also click on lead tracking and lead management. I'll just take you to the same page. Now, what's good about this is that this is kind of like your centralized dashboard to where you can find every information about the leads that you would want to reach out to. So let's say, for example, like past 5 days, we actually received this particular inquiry from this guy. And, he mentioned something in here about his needs for SEO services. And what's good about the dashboard is that you can forward this to your team. Let's say if you have a sales team, right? And just send and maybe, maybe sales@pfbmarketing.com, and forward it with a message that please get in touch with this guy ASAP, right? And then share. So you can do that. And that will be sent directly to the inbox of your sales team. So yeah, you will have everything in here. You may tag it, you may put notes. If maybe your sales team can also get in here and put notes that we've tried to already left a voicemail, call back, I don't know, whenever, right? And save. And you may also, if your site, apparently our website doesn't have a clickable phone number, but if your site does, you can also see everything in here. You may also see like the call metrics from here. Again, unfortunately, we don't have any clickable phone number, but yeah, so that's how you'd want to track your leads from the website using our dashboard. Now, let me go back to overview and go right into reviews section. Now, reviews is very important these days, right? That is one of the most influential uh, influential, I think, factors that people would decide if they want to avail of your services or not, right? And if you want to keep track of how your reviews are, our dashboard can actually keep track of that, of all the reviews that you have coming from Google, Facebook, Yelp, or any other review sites. If you want to deep dive into that, you may again click on View All Report from here, or click on Digital Reputation from the left panel, and it'll just take you from here. It'll just take you to the same page. Now, in the visibility, this is very important for you to keep track of, because one of the things that you want to do if you want a fine footprint of your brand in the World Wide Web is to have consistent business information, primarily your business name, your phone number, your address, and your website. And our dashboard can actually track if there is any possible errors. Maybe one of the site is missing, I don't know, a suite number, or maybe a digit that is lacking, or if one of the listing site wasn't optimized with your website domain, right? So those are very important. Another thing that you want to keep track of, as I've mentioned earlier, is the reviews. So you would want to know how your ratings are. Is it positive? Is it neutral? Of course, if it's negative, you got to do something about it, right? And if there's no rating, you might want to have some review efforts or review management efforts, and to really boost your ratings or your star ratings online. And you'd also want to see how people are talking about your brand. You may click on the full list in here if you think, there are websites that you want to particularly manage, most especially if you will start seeing negative mentions about your brand. But yep, so you'll have a list in here. So yeah, that's how robust this dashboard is. You may also want to go back to overview and maybe try to look at your overall SEO audit score. Now from here, although most, or should I say majority of this are, part of our SEO efforts, particularly on the on-page side of things, we do this from the beginning of the campaign. You want to make sure that Google will not have any crawlability or indexability issues on the site. We fix content, we fix meta tags. So those are the on-page. And come month 2 and ongoing, that's when we will start doing the link building. So you'd want to really keep track of that. Now, we also try to look at some of these metrics. Of course, keyword ranking is one of the, the metrics that you want to keep track of if you are running an SEO campaign. Again, you can click on View All Report from this section, or go to SEO and SEO Crawler Audit. That will take you to the same page of letting you know exactly what are the other areas of improvement that you want to focus on. Mobile page speed apparently is something that we report, but is not really part of our SEO efforts. But if you need help for us to, to optimize the site speed, we have top-notch web developers who can do that, as a separate project. Now, let me go back to overview. From the overview page, you can also see the My Business Insights. Now, one of the reasons why from the very beginning of your campaign, we ask you to share your Google My Business profile with us, because we also want to keep track of how your brand is visible on the Google My Business. Because in here, we can track how many people are visiting your site coming from the Google My Business listing, how many of the searchers are actually requesting for direction going to your shop, to your store, to your office, and how many of them tried to reach out to you through phone on Google My Business. And if you also want to see a comparison between your Google search and your Google Maps visibility, you can find it in here, which again, you can click on View All Report from that lower right section of that particular overview section, or go to Analytics from the left and go to Google Business Profile, and it should take you to that same page in here. So, yep, you will have everything in here. You may even post, maybe add photos. If you want to update your listings, feel free to do that in here. But I would suggest, if you have, since we also build website listings or directories for your site, just let us know and we're going to take care of updating them all across the different directories, not just on Google Business Profile. Okay, so going back to overview, you'd also want to maximize the functionality of our dashboard by looking at so yeah, the visibility, I've mentioned that earlier, just making sure that your business information is accurate all across the different directory sites, and page speed, for us to understand if, there is a need for you to optimize the site speed for a better user experience. And yeah, so one of the things that we ask you to share with us is your Google Analytics, if you already have one installed on your site. If not, then we can take care of installing them. What's good about the dashboard is that you don't have to log in separately on Google Analytics, on Google Search Console, and your Google profile. Everything is in here. So you can just write on the left section, Analytics, you have Google Business Profile that is integrated onto the dashboard, the Google Search Console, and the Google Analytics, which is now the Google Analytics 4. Again, what's good about or Google Analytics is very important for you to review, because this is where you will understand how the visitors are behaving on your site. So how many of them are coming from direct, meaning, those people who already know the domain name of your website and just simply open the browser, type in your domain, and how many of those, and this is very important, the organic, how many of those are coming from the Google search and clicked on the unpaid search results, which is, the 1 to 10. Now, if you are also running a PPC campaign, you can also keep track of the traffic that are coming from the ads in here. And referrals are those that are coming from the directories or maybe socials. And you can also keep track of the kind of gadgets that people are using to visit your site. If some of them are using tablets, some of them are using mobile. Apparently for us, the majority are coming from desktop visitors. And again, you can either click here on the lower right portion of the section, or from the analytics, go to Google Analytics 4. They'll both just take you to the same section where you can understand deeper, in a sense of how many of them are new, how long did they stay on the website, how many of them have converted, how many total users, page views, and all of that stuff. All of those things are in here. And you can actually adjust it by, maybe 30-day data, 60 days, 90 days, and even put it to PDF if you want to share it with your team. And deeply, you can do, and you can understand how many of them are really coming from SEO, coming from PPC, direct social, and so on. The audiences, location, everything is in here. This is really robust, kind, and more, I would say, honestly, I think the dashboard is a lot easier to navigate and understand, compared to trying to navigate it inside the Google Analytics itself. So yeah, feel free to play around it and just let us know if you have any questions. Let me just go back to overview again and show you the other stuff that you can track. So if you want to connect your socials here, particularly Facebook and Twitter, of course, you're not going to be comfortable in us knowing your username and your password, and it might also have some sign-in verification. So we encourage you to go right into the dashboard and do it yourself. Again, you can either configure that by clicking on the overview page or go to socials, go to the dashboard, and just connect it in here. And once they are connected, you may even look at the feeds. You may actually do even postings from here. You can schedule posts. This is kind of like a content calendar that you can utilize for free. So yeah, there you have it. This is the dashboard that, you are definitely free to utilize and maximize. And if you have any questions, just shoot us an email and we are more than glad to get back to you with a very detailed answer. And yep, that's all. And thank you for watching. And yeah, talk soon. Bye.